Do not get forklift certified until you watch this video. This is the truth about forklift certifications. Now I'm just fucking with y'all. Imagine though. Oh, okay, hold on. My cheese is melting in the oven. If I let it melt too much, it's gonna drip in the bottom of the oven and be nasty. I haven't made a video in a while. I was thinking earlier today, and I was like, I'm gonna make a video about how everything in my life has gone left and everything I've been building up has, I feel, just crumbled apart, and I'm going back to old habits, and my life is over. I'm 20 years old, and my life is over, and my whole left, and I'm working overtime, and Duop Kane is a pedophile, but I was gonna, you know what, and then that feeling passed. So now I get to talk about the good things that have happened, which, I gotta be aware of, whenever I'm overly aware of the bad things. So your boy is now forklift certified. I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank my snake. I would thank my cat, but I think my cat has actually been stressing me out more than helping me. So I'm forklift certified. I've been at this warehouse job for like so long. I just got forklift certified like 2 days ago because they were training me for the position that actually whips the forklift. I'm whipping other things, but it's so fun because it's like it's really cool. Like you're playing a toy. Like, in like playgrounds, like that little, I don't know, I like operating heavy machinery. But yeah, I'm forklift certified. And that is about the only positive that I can think of right now in recent times. It has been kind of scary, guys, because I think the main proponent is that I had to stop my medication. So I've been off my meds for a week or two because I don't have insurance, right? My insurance, when I was tweaking like months ago and I had insurance, I would just get my medication and I just wouldn't take it. But I still took it, and I still went to see my psychiatrist. So I was just I've been like gathering medication that I just wouldn't take. I was just holding them up, and then my insurance stopped, so I couldn't get any more medicine. And then I was like, I had the bright idea to take my meds again. So I started taking my meds again from my old stash, and my old stash is finished. I was looking at illegally buying my meds from the deep net, and the only vendor is from India, but he has good reviews, so I'm thinking about it. But you know what, I don't think it's that deep, even though it kind of feels that deep, but it's already I might as well get used to the no med life, guys. My mom had another conversation to me about how it's psychology medicine just makes you addicted, and because I have an Adderall prescription, that's one of them, and she keeps relating it to fentanyl. This is a medical professional, by the way. She's starting to be an RN. She's already a practical nurse. She goes to med school. She has notes on bupropion that she showed me when she was talking about bupropion. She called it poor man's cocaine. I'm like, okay, then why did they teach you about poor man's cocaine in your freaking class, dude? She doesn't, and she wants to put her Eastern medicine healing technique drugs on me, African woo-woo shit, talking about these leaves that they have in them. Oh my God, my ex just texted me. Sorry, that distracted me. Why did my ex... God, he's playing with me. He's playing with me. I'm telling you, he's playing with me like a puppet on strings. It's like, oh, and he's not gonna chill today. He's not gonna chill tonight. He's not gonna make a cool video. He's gonna talk about his ex. No, I'm not making this video about my ex. I already have 40 other videos about my ex. I'm not. This is a good one. This is a good one about my forklift certifications, and but whatever else I was talking about, I just completely threw me off track. I'm making chicken sandwiches. I have pepper jack cheese. These look naked. You want to see the finished product? Hold on. I don't I add more stuff to it. No one asked, but um, yeah, African woo woo shit. Like she's talking about these leaves that they have it where I'm from. I'm from Ethiopia. And I love Ethiopia. I've lived there for a while, so like I'm not hating, but it's like she's talking about these leaves that I don't even know what you do with them. You eat them, drink them in a tea, something, and she's talking about you'll feel it in your brain. Like that make you don't need that medicine. I'm like, mom, you like it's drugs. Like literally, what are we talking about? Leaves that make me feel like I got a leaf for you that'll make me feel good that I can get here in America, but you know, you're gonna get mad at me if I talk about it. So I'm not gonna talk about it. But yeah. Crazy because she's a medical professional. Um, and she's talking about I'm gonna overdose off Adderall. I'm like, dude, I don't even take Adderall. I still have a bunch of that. That's some medication I still don't take because I took it for school, but then I started abusing it. But anyway, speaking of abuse, guys, if you know, which you don't know because no one watches my videos, I've been sober for 3 months, but that's past tense now because I broke my sobriety like a week ago. All right, go. But what is it? Retweet run up on it. MDMA. Wait, can I say that? MDBC. Today we're talking about the alphabet. And now the AI won't. The AI flock camera YouTube agent won't. Anyways, yeah, I did it with this girl that I haven't had any bro, I'm not Coco Melon. I haven't had any sex since being with my ex. Not like real sex. Like actual like you guys know what it is. I don't want to say it too much, but I haven't had it since my ex like months ago. But it's like on purpose. Like I have a video about how I'm probably ace. But I don't know because sometimes, you know, I don't be thinking here or here. I be thinking here in the moment. And then later I have to think about it here and I'm like, oh, that's cringe. But I still haven't like crossed that line because that's still like nothing I really seek out. I feel like there's much cooler and more unique things you can do with the person to like really get to know them. But people don't have sex to get to know people. They do it for dopamine. But it's not dopamine. That's what an uneducated person would say because you don't even get that much dopamine from sex at all, really. It's more serotonin, oxytocin. But the amount of dopamine you get from you know, this is Cocomelon. This video is made for kids. That's the setting we're going to enable now. So now I'm going to watch myself. You get like 20 hits of dopamine from that compared to like, I forgot what a single hit is like. Like you get 3 hits of dopamine from doing a bump of coke, and it's like 20 for whenever you orgasm. Isn't that crazy? It's like it's a drug. It's bad, but you know what? Maybe it's not too bad. It just feels like my world is falling apart. What I hate is just because there's so much stuff like in the future for me. I guess not really. I mean, I have plans to like move for college and stuff. But it's like, Jesus. But it's like, the more, and what's been really like bugging with me is just how like less excited I am about the future, you know, and how like I'm just building like a lot of disdain for things that I used to like look forwards to and appreciate. So I guess that means I'm just being really like negative and like cynical about things, but it's also like, I feel like I have good reasons to be negative and cynical, you know? At first because when I was like on my meds and I was like, you know, recovery, I was like, okay, well now I have no friends, but you know what? Whatever. But now it's like, I have no friends, man, what's the point, you know? And I guess the point is to thug it out at your 9 to 5. I don't even have I have a 7 to 5. That's how cooked I am. Until your manager decides to make you forklift certified. But then you go home and then you're forklift certified and then you still have no friends. You still have no hoes. And you're relapsing. I like that I've been tapped into that Wi-Fi skeleton song. I'm not trying to ruin your fun. You're just a little too late. I really like the other guy's verse though. Um, how does it go? Am I gonna get copyrighted? Is this the copyright strike takedown? Um, I feel so misunderstood. My life's the worst story told. I'll feel like this till I'm old. Oh my god, I don't know. I just feel away on you, feel away. I stop listening to things you say, 'cause you don't mean them anyway. Feel away, feel away. I think I just gotta listen to some Drake. I don't know. I won't make this video too long. I mean, you know what? I'll make this video as long as I want, because I've been doing a lot of reflection and thinking about my life, which, sometimes I feel is a good decision. Sometimes I feel like it's not. But I've been just trying to reach for explanations on like why I am the way that I am, why I'm so like neurodivergent. Like I'm not trying to be quirky with that term, but it's like I have to be. Like since I was a kid, I just felt alienated in my mindset. And it's like I was taught to like, you're not supposed to think like that. You're not supposed to, you know, you're not supposed to do the things you do and act the way you act. My whole life, I just wish I could commit to one side. I literally wish I could just either say, screw everyone, I'm going to be myself. I don't care if that means I'm going to if it's going to have implications on my social life. I'm going to do what I want to do and live how I want to live because it makes me happy. Or I could commit to, you know what, I need to chill out. I need to reevaluate everything. I need to like really process the way I'm doing and try to change and, try to accustom myself more to my friends and everything around me and society. If I could just commit to one of these two, I would be okay because at least, I know what the goal is. But it's like I'm always swaying in between both of them because I feel like I need both of them. And I would just have an identity crisis because it's like, I don't know. I don't have a really solid stance of how I should be, how I should act. And it's tough when like the only feedback you can get for these type of things is the way you're seen by other people and the way you're taken by other people. So when I'm in situations where I feel, I feel left out, I don't feel heard, I just feel like separated. That doesn't even have to be the case. I'll just do it to myself. I'll just force myself into kind of believing that like I don't fit in and like, you know what I mean? And that's really the decider of my whole mood from that point onwards and how I act and like, how I think of myself. And I just wish I was in control of that. I just wish, it was me who could set those terms. But, it's been like that for a while. I don't know, since I was a kid. So I've been thinking a lot about stuff that's happened when I was a kid. And I'm having so many revelations. Yeah, that's a word. I'm having like so many revelations. One of them is I'm pretty sure I'm going to sound like a nerd. I don't even like saying this, but it's like I think I might have trauma, like childhood trauma. And I just feel like that's weird to say, but it's like, I never even considered that at all because when I thought of trauma, when I thought of someone who has trauma, I was like, oh, they were SA'd as a kid, something really bad happened to them. They were abused like really bad, like whatever. I feel like that's like trauma when I think of trauma, when I think of childhood trauma. But then I've been thinking about my childhood and I think, I'm adding things together of like, I always thought it was so weird why why my memory is just so bad. Like my memory is like good now, in a recent times. But when I was a kid, I don't have any memories. I'll be talking to my roommate about how this dude has like memories from when he was 2. Swear to God, 2 years old. And I'm like, bro, I have like 10 memories before the 8th grade that I can name right now. Like, for real. It's like, all my friends would have memories from when they were 2, when they were 4. It's like, oh, that was 4. It's like, how do you remember that? I don't have any memories. And then the memories I do have are just really emotional ones. And they're usually not good emotions. You know what I mean? They're emotions of either, my dad beating the shit about me, me being like locked in the hallway at night and being really scared, me not like wanting to go to my cousin's house because I have literal like like shoe imprint on the side of my face from when I was getting my ass whooped, just trying to like run from my dad and try to call my mom, and my dad like ripping the home phone out of my hands, like taking the batteries out and like throwing them on the floor. And I was thinking, and like the whole time, I guess I've just been rationalizing it from a stance of like, one, okay, oh, I'm black. Every black kid got whoopings. This is normal. This is just normalized as a kid. And another thing in that, through that sense, it's like, so it's not a big deal. So like, if you don't like, it's normal. Like, does that make sense? I always assumed that was normal, but now I'm looking back at it as an adult, and it's like, I don't think that was normal. Regardless if it was normal or not, it wasn't healthy. The things I experienced, and then my dad suddenly passing away. And it wasn't even like, technically it wasn't sudden, but homie had cancer, and no one told me he had cancer. They just said he was sick. They were like sugarcoating. It was like, oh, daddy's sick. And I was 11. I know what cancer is. Like, if you're 11, like, they could have told me he had cancer. Like, I know what I like stage. Like, I know, like, I'm 11. I'm about to be preteen. You know what I mean? About to be preteen. You know what I mean? He had cancer in his spleen. R.I.P. to my homie. I'm gonna stop there. But it wasn't even in his spleen. It was in his brain. But they didn't tell me. And then I think that's where I got my trust issues, because then he just died one day, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm just piecing these things together, and I'm like, is this is this why I am? Like, it's actually so much like stuff I've been putting together. I've always had an inclination to SH on my forearm, not really my wrist, because it felt too sensitive. My forearm is where I could do it, and I never really thought about it. But then I thought about when I was a kid and I was getting older, but I was still getting whooped. Whenever they would try to hit me with things, I started blocking it with my forearm. Like, literally, I would just go like this, and whatever they would hit me with, like a wooden spoon, like a hanger, like whatever, like a belt, I would block it like this. And I just kept doing that. And I think that's why I'm like way more comfortable with like pain here. And I always said, to all my partners, that my biggest love language was gift giving. And I still feel like it's kind of true. Like, I'm a really big gift giving person. I always like volunteer to like buy my friends food and like all this stuff. And when I think about my dad showing love to me, that was really the only way he showed love. He would buy me Wendy's every now and then or whatever. And like, it wouldn't go anything more emotional than that. So I'm just making all these connections, but it's like, it just sucks, because it's like, along with that and along with everything, I feel like I'm just so like stupidly self-aware, or at least I try to like seem that way. And I try to just make it seem like I have control and I know what's happening. And, it's, I still feel powerless, It's like, it's like I can explain why, why I think why I behave the way I do, why I fall into habits that I do, why I try to escape from certain things, that I could cope with better. But there's two sides to my brain, and one side is just observing like me, like in third person. And it's like, there's nothing I can do. I'm like, no. I'm like that dude in Interstellar who's trying to stop himself. And that's me trying to stop myself from like doing things that I know are not beneficial to me. But I don't even have an explanation to why I do them. Why does anyone do things that they know are bad for them, or you know what I mean? And that's the human experience, but no matter what happens, at least I can drive forklifts now. So if you're in the mood to ever get a forklifting certification, go for it. I'm gonna start finishing the sandwich before it gets too cold. Maybe I'll start uploading again more frequently. But until then, Saya Lover 244722. I don't know. I forgot what the numbers were. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye.